There you have it, guys. There you have it. Once again, Man United have been beaten at home at Old Trafford by a team that we should be beaten. And where do we start? Where do we start in this match reaction? Because we can talk about the manager not having the players all we like. At the end of the day, the manager has to make better use of the players that he has. Listen, you can argue that right now, the players at his disposal, the manager is either misprofiling a lot of these players and he's also selecting the wrong players to start games. That's my humble opinion. We're going to talk about the false nine thing that happened today. We're going to talk about Kobbie because I know Kobbie's name is going to be in a lot of people's mouths. We're going to talk about the midfield. We're going to talk about the manager's selection and where the manager went wrong today. Listen, I'm not Amorim out or nothing like that. On this channel, we don't do black and white, Amorim in, Amorim out. We're going to talk about his mistakes because he's not perfect. And even though we want to give him his players, I'm concerned about his talent ID, his ability to understand what is required to get the best out of his players, and his ability to understand what is needed to beat certain teams in this league. It's his first time in this Premier League, so he will learn. But it's really difficult, guys, yeah, to be watching someone like me, for someone like me to be watching the Premier League for 10, 20 years, yeah, understand the league, and to watch someone else who doesn't understand the league, doesn't understand a lot of things, watch them, first of all, start to crawl, then start to stand up, then start to walk, when I'm already running. So we are waiting for the manager to realise, yeah, that some of these players should be playing in other positions. We're waiting for the manager to realise that Kobbie Mainoo is an attacking player. He's now figured it out, but it took him forever to figure it out. And the fact of the matter is, we have to wait for this manager to realise certain things that we as fans have realised for a long time, because we have been watching this team and we have been a part of this league for much longer. I'm not saying that we're smarter than him, but starting Kobbie today as a false nine, for me, rather than the number 10 position, is criminal. Kobbie had one of his best games in the number 10 position last game. Whether it's a left-hand side 10 or right-hand side 10, he was really good in that position. So what does this manager do today? We start him up front in the striker position, false nine. So we decided to play Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. At home, we started a game without a striker. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Manchester United Football Club decided to start a football match at Old Trafford for the first time in our history against a Crystal Palace side, a bottom half side. And we decided to play nobody up front. We decided to play this 6 midfielders. At home, no striker. Regardless of what you think about hojlund or what you think about Zirkzee, to have no focal point, to have no striker, nobody up there to put the ball into the net, and to play flipping Kobbie there after having a great game at number 10 was criminal. However, listen, I'm not saying that we didn't start well. The thing is, we actually started well in the first half. We started well. We started on the front foot. We were moving the ball quickly. We had, in the first 10, 15 minutes, a few pullbacks. I think Garnacho pullback shot was blocked. And I believe Kobbie or Ahmad had a shot. But Kobbie had a shot that hit the post. So we started well. But very quickly, Crystal Palace got into the game. When Crystal Palace, first of all, I always tell you this, at home at Old Trafford, teams that very easily play against us. One, when they realise that we're not pressing them, today we didn't press Crystal Palace at all. When they had the ball, we hardly pressed them. And when they realised that, hold on a second, I'm at Old Trafford, and these guys are not pressuring me on the ball. Okay, cool. Boom. They get more comfortable. They start pushing us back. Once after 20, 30 minutes, when we don't score, and then teams realise that, hold on a second, they're a bit toothless. When they attack, they don't produce nothing. There's no threat that way. Then teams get more confident, and you saw Crystal Palace's confidence grew into the game when they realised we had nothing. When they realised we had nothing. And when after 15, 20 minutes, the first half started to drift away from United. We had a good foothold in the game the first 20 minutes, but then Palace got into the game. And they started putting their foot on the ball and they started finding spaces. And all of a sudden, that little 1-2, the sort of one-touch passing we had in the final third with our front three, Garnacho, Ahmad, and Kobbie just linking up, that was not present anymore. That was gone. That was gone. And all of a sudden, the game was stretched. And we had to bomb up and down the pitch. The wingbacks. I keep saying the wingbacks. The stat is out there, guys, that we do not score goals with defenders as wingbacks. We do not. Our best football comes with wingers as wingbacks. Ahmad in the wingback position. Antony coming on. Whether you like him or not, the facts are the facts. The facts don't like your feelings. The facts only like facts. If you don't like Antony, that's fine. I don't like him either. But it doesn't mean I can disagree with the facts that when you play Antony as a wingback, and Antony should have played a lot more games as a wingback. I get it. Antony's on high wages. Casemiro's on high wages. The Brazilians are on high wages, and you want to get them out. Rashford's on high wages. You want to get him out. And you have been told by the higher-ups to freeze them out. But you have... Antony's the best wingback we had at the club, and he never played. Why? Playing defenders at wingback does not work. We've seen it. We did not play well today. In the second half, we did nothing. We did nothing today in the second half. It took this manager almost 70 minutes to make a change. 70 minutes, we did nothing. And when we made the changes, we did nothing. They scored a goal. They scored a second goal. Once again, Maguire. Everyone talking about Maguire, man, he's changed. Maguire's changed. Maguire has not changed. He's just playing in a defensive 3. A defensive 5, if you want to call it that. That's his favourite way to defend. He likes playing in a defensive 3 where he doesn't need to defend. Anytime Maguire does not need to do his actual job, you get the best Maguire. So when Maguire was playing in a defensive 2 for Manchester United and was protected by that double pivot of Casemiro and Eriksen, he was okay. Whenever Maguire playing in a double pivot, he looks good. Whenever Maguire is playing in a defensive 3, he looks good because he's the easy extra man that doesn't actually need to defend anybody. Whenever Maguire plays one-on-one, when he has to defend against somebody, you see how bad he is. He's slow. He cannot move very quickly. He's got slow legs. He's a fridge. He will always be slow, and he's only getting slower. So my thing is, don't then say, when Maguire starts to play well, just understand that it's because he's now protected. He's playing in that defensive 3. Don't start saying he's playing well because he's now quicker. Listen, this guy is always going to be very, very slow. Centre-back. Slow at moving, slow at reading. It's just slow. That's Maguire. He's decent pass of the ball. He's good with the ball at his feet, but he's slow. He played that player on side. Him and Lenny. But I'm going to focus on Maguire because Maguire is a leader and he's a captain. Bruno was a captain, but he's a leader. So I'm not here for this whole Maguire has changed. He hasn't changed. He's just playing in a system that protects him. He's playing in the back 3. That's his thing. Let's not do this. So many things, man. The manager has to take this, man. Once again, we've lost at home. At home against a side that we should be beating. And they beat us well. It didn't really look like we were going to score. Their first goal was such a jammy little first goal. I know a lot of people might blame Onana, including myself. I tried to find a way to think, is it Onana's fault? Could another goalkeeper that was taller push that ball over the crossbar? Rather than, that means it wouldn't have hit the crossbar and come out because he would have pushed it over the bar for a corner. I don't know. But I feel like when we play Onana, the weirdest goals going. I feel like we get beaten by like shots that are like, okay, the goalkeeper couldn't do anything about that. Or could he? It's always that. It's always like a looping header or this little thing goes in and you're thinking, the goalkeeper can't, or a corner comes in and someone headers it into the far corner and you think, and Onana stands still. And you're thinking, okay, he stood still because he couldn't have saved it. Or could he? So the problem with Onana, a lot of goals go in, where he stands still. And when he stands still, as fans, we're unable to determine whether you could have saved it or not because you haven't dived. If you died for it and it still went into the corner, even though you dived, then it's like, oh yeah, he dived and it went in. Like, you couldn't have saved it. But because he doesn't try to dive often, you're like, could he have dived? Could he? You don't know. Onana can give off the whole whelp. Whelp. He gives that off. So I don't know how much you're gonna blame Onana for that, but all in all, we weren't good today. The attack, they tried. The kids, all the attack was under 22 years old. Ahmad, Garnacho and um, what's his name? Kobbie. I always get Toby Collier and Kobbie. Kobbie. I always get that mixed up. Kobbie Manu. And even when I saw the little kids up front, I said, you know what? We need a Zirkzee. We need somebody. And if we get this Telles guy, another 19-year-old apparently, I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. This is painful. That's how I saw the game, man. The manager has to take a lot of responsibility from the game. Man of the match for me, the man of the match was... My man of the matches, I always give man of the match from a Man United standpoint. I think Heze did well today. Mateta did well today. The man of the match from a Man United standpoint, I have no idea. Nobody. I'm not giving it to anybody. I don't know. Nobody. No one. I'm not giving it to anybody today. Anyway, that's my match reaction, guys. Let me know what you guys thought. Comment below, share, subscribe. As always, yeah, not a good game, man. There's nothing more to say. The manager has to now start really thinking about that talent ID and the profile of his players and really what works well in his system. And he needs to stick. He keeps saying that he's sticking to his way, but then he keeps saying that Garnacho can't play the 10. And whenever Garnacho plays the 10, he plays it like a winger. And Dalot or Masvari has to invert. He's lying. He's saying that he's sticking to his principles and he's playing players that can only fit his system and whatnot. And at the same time, he's bending over backwards for some players to accommodate them in the system, while other players who suit the system perfectly, like Antony at right wing back, or just play Kobbie in the 10s. He's not playing them, or like, it's very strange to witness, and it's scaring me because it reminds me of Ten Hag. It does. Anyway, guys, smash the like, turn on the notifications, share the video, and I'll see you guys next time.